Oh, yeah. Welcome out, everybody. This is the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor in case you didn't know, and you are tuned in to Black Liberation Media. Yo, we got it for you, that boom bap breakfast. Now, let me introduce to your host with the most, coming straight from the East Coast, Brook 9 BK, stand up all day. Give it up for my man. Come out, K. Franklin.
Damn, that was great. I love that intro.
Hey, a little bit of Biggie in the back. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do
More
it.
Reverb on my name, though. More reverb.
Oh, okay. Let me put it up real quick.
Franklin. That's the appropriate amount. That is the appropriate. Oh, yes. Yes.
That was it? No.
That was fantastic. That was
fantastic. I got you, bro. So, we out here. We got coffee in hand. Another week. It's July. You know what I'm saying? We survived July 4th with all the fireworks going off like crazy all the way till 4 in the morning.
And they did it on the 5th and the 6th. I'm like, what's going on with y'all? I thought y'all got one day. Y'all got one day to do this.
Apparently not. Yeah. I'm talking about, man, they didn't stop. And I'm talking about, it's like they were setting off dynamite. I don't know what it was.
It is dynamite, basically. No, basically, that's why it can blow your finger off. Because it is dynamite, basically. It's a low-level dynamite, basically.
It is. Peace to everybody. Big up to everybody coming through here, Brother Jamil. Yeah, you know that is a sample from I Get Lifted, that beat right there. That Respect off of Biggie Smalls' album. He know his music. He don't know how to play spades that good, but he knows his music.
That's true.
Well, you might know how to play spades, but when you face us,
he can't play that. He's a devout follower, just not of the spades game. That's all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep talking shit until Jared comes on here and it says something different. Well, we got about another month. Oh well, we'll see him next month. He got some things he's handling. So
things he's doing. You got things he's doing.
He got some big things coming your way. So
true.
We need to step away for a second. But yeah. So how was your weekend? Other than that, other than the fireworks,
trying to think what I do. Like I like obviously it's kids' time. Oh, I went to see. I think I fell asleep again. But what's the movie? The Despicable Me 4 or whatever.
Oh, you went to go see that one? Okay.
Yeah.
How was the beginning?
I understand it got better. It got better as it went along. Yeah. It takes I'm up for the first 20 minutes of it. I slowly drift off.
Mm-hmm.
Khalib will stop. Like if I try to play on my phone, Khalib will stop me and be like, "It's a movie." It's like, oh, all of a sudden I can't play on my phone. He's like, I'm as if I'm distracting him. But then I wake up towards the credits. I'm like, oh, y'all had fun? Was it good? Let's get out of here. I'm a good dad.
I think I might take my daughter to see Inside Out. That's the other.
I already saw that too.
That's about anxiety or something.
How old is your daughter?
She's 14.
Yeah.
She likes.
I guess maybe. Yeah, it's good enough to older.
Yeah, Tuesday is the best day. It's the cheapest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. It's one of the good things about some of these movies. What they're smart at is that they'll do adult jokes or adult references or whatever. And then you got it. If you catch it, and it's like, oh, that was funny, kind of thing. Because the kids don't catch those. They just like the cartoons and the funny shit. So
nah. One of my favorites was Wreck-It Ralph. Speaking of cartoons, Kim Brown.
Oh.
He's starting with the violence. He chose violence this morning.
Cartoons are good.
So funny. I'm a clown. Funny.
Do I make you laugh?
Funny how?
Yo, Kim, I'm digging that hairdo. Yeah.
I like that you call it a do.
Yeah.
It's just twisted up.
Okay.
It's not like done. It's twisted. I wouldn't call
That's
it
done. Yeah, twisted done. You had to sit down and get it done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kim, I feel like I haven't seen you since
I was all in your
DC.
personal space.
Yeah.
But I loved you being in a person. So I was like, oh my God, it's Kim Brown. That's one of my best memories of the DC trip. I know y'all have already whatever, but I was like, I got to meet Kim Brown in person.
I got to meet you and Ear Doctor in person.
I
It
don't
was a
care about
beautiful
Ear
thing.
Doctor.
I brought 2 mics for us to have a party, and
I know, and it was 5 of us, but we're not. Who's counting? You bought 2 mics, and it was 5 of us. Well, who's counting?
Kim, we were supposed to karaoke and had a party and everything. Where Kim at? She come to the party? I know it was late.
Listen,
you was tired.
Well, no, I had people at
my
a very
God,
high level.
right. You didn't come to the last day.
But I was there the first night, and I was at the live. So that's
you said you were coming. You said you were coming. What happened? What happened?
She did.
It was a lot. It was a high level of peopling. You understand how much I peopled? I peopled.
Oh, you had your fill. You had your fill.
I was good on people. I was like, "Woo, this is enough people. This is enough." It was good. Understood. It was great though, but no, I saw the vids. Y'all bust some spades. Who was reigning on the spades table? Who reigned supreme on the spades table? Come on
now. What kind of question is that? What kind of question?
Excuse
me.
Lost.
I've never lost a spades game. Never.
It was up top against DC. And we brought it home. You know what I'm saying?
And your opponents were who?
Jared and Jamil, the brothers.
Oh,
the brothers.
But see, Brother Jamil, you from this area? Or no, I don't think so. So how can you say from DC? I think, it was the brothers. It was y'all versus the brothers.
Yeah, the brothers.
Oh, do you see this in the chat, Leia? Oh, with the new pick, I see you.
I have to admit, her name is Leah.
Leah. I have to admit, I was impressed with all the Ear Doctor has to do behind the scenes to produce a live show.
Please don't, Leah, please.
We can acknowledge all that the great doctor does here.
All the fumbling around he does behind the scenes.
How'd you like that video? You liked it? It came out clear audio?
It came out. It did.
Okay. Well, guess what? At 10:35 today, or 15, we'll be dropping it here for everybody on the channel to see. So if you're not a member, you'll be able to see it too.
Oh.
So
set your notifications. My mother was asking. She's like, I want to see
the look at that. Right after this, if you ain't get enough remix, we got some more for you.
So are we planning another one? Like, I mean, I would consider what was executed a success. Yeah, like it was actually perfect. I don't think, I don't think much could have been changed in the better.
We should do one in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what Ear Doctor said. Atlanta.
You fly? Would you fly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I would fly.
Okay. I want to make sure.
I know, but where am I staying? Y'all got guest rooms at your house, Kamal?
Actually, we do have a guest room at our house.
Yeah, you probably want to stay with them.
Actually, we do. Excuse me?
I was saying, I got a guest room, but you probably want to stay with. I don't know.
Yeah. Where you live?
You don't know if you want to be around. I don't know if you want to be an auntie when you come down here and have kids.
Where do you live in? Where do you live in? A trailer park? Where you live?
I stay in the house, my brother. I stay.
I just asked the question. I didn't know.
Yeah. Jonesboro. We down here. We outside.
We're not that far.
No, Clayco County.
Oh, well, maybe we are. Yeah.
I like kids, and Kamal's kids seem very pleasant and engaging. So.
You know how kids would just come and start talking to an adult, and the adult's talking to another.
Yeah, no matter what you're doing.
Those are the well-mannered kids Kamal has over there, boy. They don't say excuse me or nothing.
They do say excuse me, Ear Doctor.
My kids are good. What are you talking about? Then eventually they'll go away once you give them some advice or something like that. Then they're not when I'm on, not here, of course. Like when he wakes up and discovers I'm down here, he'll make a beeline for my lap and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ear Doctor's being picky. I don't see the issue with what's wrong with. There's nothing wrong with Kamal's children. They're
lovely babies. Oh, and we got to meet Goddess Crew.
Yeah,
right? I know y'all talked all about this already, but I haven't been on like in a week and so.
Yeah, that's true. We got to meet Goddess Crew. She was mad loud. Big up the Goddess Crew.
Oh, you didn't expect you to be loud though.
I mean, she's loud in the chat room, so I guess.
Yeah,
I guess so.
yeah.
So big up to all Bat. Bat was definitely in the building.
Bat was in the
I feel like Bat controls the DC Baltimore area or some shit like that. I was like,
it'd be nice if they did, right? Like they should control it, right? Yeah.
Y'all could be like the mafia, like the real, like the black political mafia. Y'all got numbers. Now y'all just got to control some shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to get y'all to control, like wars.
Well, anyway,
neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? I need to rack up.
Kim, how was your weekend?
Today is Tuesday.
I know.
Well, weekend started off. I'm sorry, I had to remind myself. Like,
what day is it?
I'm like, is today not Saturday? What day is it?
I ain't seen you since Thursday, so.
Sheesh. All right, so it's Tuesday. Guess what, y'all? Guess what?
You're engaged?
Guess what? Shut up.
What
is the matter with you?
Oh,
I just asked us to guess what. I mean, I was about to guess, but now I'm scared.
It could have been a whole bunch of good things.
You went outside.
On July 4th, the Help Ricky Ryan Get a Revolutionary Ride met its $5,000 goal on the 4th in the face of colonialism, in the face of the anniversary of the birth of this wretched empire. The remixers, the Fire Fam, all of the organizing community stepped up and said, nah, fuck July 4th. On July 4th, we getting Ricky this ride. We getting Ricky this ride. So the goal has been met. Thank you all so much. Now the search for the revolutionary ride begins. We're trying to have Ricky out here pushing way before the end of summer. Hopefully before her birthday.
Let's hope she's not literally pushing a car. Oh, how much did we raise? How much is that?
5 stacks, 5 racks.
What you gonna get for that?
Come on, what? You can get
for 5? What you gonna get for that?
You got some down payment if you want to put some money every month on.
You don't have to have a note. I don't think she's trying to get a note.
No.
Who doesn't want to try to get a note, but who wants a reliable ride? Shit. I mean, fuck. Big up to Candy Rains. He said, "Y'all come to Atlanta, I'll make a feast. I gotta see a picture of your kitchen first, and then we'll talk."
Damn, you studying on there? Like, she's offering a feast.
Spoken like black people. Hey, Kamal, come on. I mean, Candy Rain, we love you, baby. I'm sure your kitchen is immaculate. However, we need some proof.
We need a picture of your kitchen first.
Dog, you cannot be eating everything out of everybody's kitchen, because sometimes people will bring in spectacular looking dishes. Oh my God, that looks so good, smells so good, and then you come to find out they let their cat walk all over the kitchen counter. It's like,
talk about it.
No.
Damn.
Now listen, I keep a very clean house. I have dogs. I have bristles out the ass, right? I keep my floors clean, kitchen clean. When I make stuff at my house and take to my mom's, her friends won't eat because I have dogs. Like, your daughter made that? Oh, well, no, thank you, because I have dogs. I'm like, I don't let the dog is not at the stove with me, y'all. I don't let the dog hang out in the kitchen while I'm cooking. But some people are very particular that way. I don't blame them, because you know why? People is nasty out here, y'all.
That is true. That is true.
Don't sleep, man. I mean, even think about when you go out to these fast food places or restaurants, like how they treat their kitchens. I like to look back there and see
what they really serving you, to be honest. Yeah. Hey. I mean, it's not real food, to be honest. Even I know that. I eat it anyway, but I know it's not.
Man,
there was taking 2 years off my life.
There was a viral video a couple years back of a Popeyes. Might have been down 6th Street Southeast, I think, right? And the guy, he was filming the inside of the Popeyes restaurant after hours, and it was rats everywhere. And the dude was singing, "Love that chicken from Popeyes." And then one of my homies saw it. He was like, "Man, that's my favorite Popeyes." I said, "Oh, my nigga."
Yo, you see how them Indian street vendors be out there serving food with their hands and stuff? Oh, my goodness. What did I say? Something?
You mean where? In India or?
Yeah, like in Indian places like that. The street.
He means Indian restaurants here, or
no? I'm talking about the street people. That
are you talking? You're talking about in India, or what you've seen happen over here in the States?
Nah, in India. I don't see them outside in the streets here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little wild. I'm just saying. I'll pass on that, Curry. But I guess
Random.
I guess it was speaking back of the July 4th joint. I was just thinking, all the violence is violence just set up to go down on these special dates? Because what I think like 40, 100 people got shot up in Chicago.
Oh, word.
40, yeah. They every 4th of July you at least getting about 30 people.
Is that because people are popping shots in the air, or is like actual just like people like at events shooting each other? Or
I think it's events. I think cookouts. People gonna be outside. See somebody else. It's on and popping. Summertime be dangerous out here, man.
That's just too much guns.
Yeah, too much guns.
And
not being used in the right way.
Right. Not enough for you to do. Also, what do the kids do? I mean, if your family can't afford summer camp, what do you do?
True.
Speaking of being outside, man, listen.
Trump is a butcher. Yes. Kemp is a butcher. Yes. Andre Dickens is a butcher. Yes. The Republican Party is butchers. Yes. And the Democratic Party are butchers. Yes. All of them have blood on their hands. There is no difference between them. You can't split the middle right now. You can't vote for one genocidal maniac over another genocidal maniac because the system is corrupt. The system to its core is meant to do exactly what it's doing. Kill Palestinians, kill black people, kill working class people, kill LGBTQ people, kill Latino people, kill Asian people. It is meant to destroy our lives.
Wait, that's easily my favorite DeBarge of all the DeBarge. DeBarge. Revolutionary DeBarge is my favorite DeBarge. Better than Chico, better than L.
Right after that, then I start going, ooh, and I like it. That's my intro. That's my intro to the song. That's my intro.
What was that, man? I mean, your cadence, your whole flow, man.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
Dude out here, boy.
I'm telling you.
I know you.
When you get your church, son, it's on, dog. When you get your church, when you start churching out here, dog, you not ready. You gonna have a jet and all kinds of shit. The way you preach.
I need me my own private jet. Ooh.
Well, you got to get with Jesus. See, you've been out here blocking your blessings.
Let's talk about it.
You've been out here blocking your blessings. See, you got to get on the, where the money at, where the money reside, baby. That's you got to be where the money reside.
Right. I just couldn't. I would start laughing during the sermon. I couldn't hold it together. I would just need to hold it together for a few. When I start lifting up the Bible and saying, God wants you. Excuse me. I just got to hold it together. If I can hold it together, you're right.
Woo! That's $1 million flow right there. Where was you at, Kamal?
It was the day of the debate between Biden and Trump, and it was a rally. There was two different rallies, and one of them, that one was an anarchist rally that was off, and they were trying to decide what they were doing. But I love that. One rally had a lot. The first rally was like more the public rally, was a little closer. Bunch of cops, of course, things cut off. And then I maneuvered, or you had to maneuver to get to the other rally. Because, I guess the anarchists were promising, I'm saying the anarchists in general. So there might be some action, but on the way, they cut off a lot of streets. The way to the second rally, it was just like, they scared of these anarchists. I seen cops, the buses for like where they're going to take people, the undercover cops you could see standing around, chatting it up. You saw like cops from outside of Atlanta. It literally, I saw well over 100 different types of cops. So 100 different cops in various states of dress, uniform, motorcycles, buses, whatever. And there's only like 200 anarchists. It was like, what I mean? Was it like it was a huge crowd of them or whatever like that? So that particular speech, I didn't even know anybody captured it or whatever on film. And that was me and I think Mary Hooks were the only people unmasked. Everybody else. People walk up to you like, yo, come out, what's up? And it's like, I don't know you. And then they just like they do a little bit. You go like, oh, it's so and so, whatever. Like, Muskrat Love, Anarchist, whatever they call it, like, different names. So I was like, oh, but we were the only one unmasked. I feel like I'm like there was only a few people who do this public thing. These days, a lot of folks are doing the whole mask up thing. And maybe if I was younger, I'd be into it, but I'm too old to be doing all that stuff.
They know me.
They know exactly
about me.
I've been yelling at them. Well, it made no sense, whatever. So that was like hilarious too, because I felt like I was the only unmasked.
Okay. I don't even think if you wore a mask, would that have helped?
No, yeah. And I think I have such a unique looking facial look or whatever that it's like we all know who you are. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
No doubt. Hey, and you can also catch it right here on Black Liberation Media if you want to see the whole speech. We got it right here.
Oh,
so
nice.
You can go check it out.
What'd you do this weekend, Ear Doctor?
Dump
somebody else? You kick somebody else out your life?
Nah, not at all. I got my kids for 2 weeks, so we've been hanging out, doing this, that, and the third. They got to see me get busy on the basketball court once again, and my daughter was like, "How do you do it?" I was like, "Listen, I just be out here."
They get busy on the basketball court. Can you elaborate a little bit?
I win.
But what happened? Y'all were running 5-on-5, 3-on-3.
Nah,
what happened?
We was running the 21. Then after the 21, we ran a 2-on-2. No, a 3-on-3. Me, my kids against my homeboy and his 2 kids. And then we just ran 21s and I won every game. So and it was hot as hell, and they was like, "How do you do it?" And I just said, that's why you gotta get your vitamin D. You gotta get out here in the sun.
That is true, but it's like 90 degrees in Atlanta the last whatever days. And you're out there hooping. Good for you, son.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sore right now, but it is what it is. Other than that, I don't even remember what I did, but I'm here.
Well, that's great.
You survived whatever binge you were on and you woke up.
I am here. Oh, and we got to go to this new farmer's market, and guess what, y'all? What? I got grapes that got seeds in them.
Oh, wow. Where were they? We now you got to shout out the people who grew.
Why is that a wow? Whoa. Slow down for me. Why is this a wow?
It's hardly places you can go and get grapes with seeds in them nowadays.
Fruits with seeds.
Yeah, grocery stores.
Because they're changing them around.
Yeah. I went to this Asian farmer's market, and let me tell you, they had everything. I could have spent my whole Black Liberation Media checkup in there, boy, I tell you.
And is that the way they also do that? I mean, they do it because they think people don't like when to spit out the seeds, but they also do it so you can't replant the seeds, right, and grow more. So you have to keep. Oh, yeah. Wow.
So I got to cook soul food yesterday. My son's cooking some Caribbean food today, and my daughter's making Mexican tomorrow. So.
Oh damn! No,
yeah, we got it lined up, boy. I was like, we ain't eating outside. You know how much it costs to eat out? It was like, let's go to Mexico. That's $50. Three
you
of
got
us.
Good kids, and they okay. Yeah, I spoiled them already. My kids, they like restaurants now, and my wife hates the fact that I've done that to them. But it's like, I don't cook. What am I doing out with them? I failed as a father in that way. I failed as a father.
Y'all
this
rich,
is how this is how the children survive while in your care. Okay, like if it's a restaurant, then so be it. It's gonna be a restaurant.
That's true.
They will eat.
I got food for a week, and I spent about $90.
Damn.
And, yeah,
I know for 3 people these days.
That's 3 people. That's incredible.
60. Yeah, three people. If in a restaurant, that's like $60 right there.
At least.
Yeah. That's like a meal and a half.
Exactly. That's what I was like. Pfft. And I wanted them to see how much is being paid, all that stuff. So you'd be like, yo, all right. Because my son about to go to college. You got to know how to cook and not be, out here starving, trying to.
So he's leaving soon, though, right? He's leaving. Is he going away, or he's staying?
He's staying. He's staying. He's staying. We couldn't get nowhere in the dorm for him to stay. It's too packed, so he'll be driving to school.
Commutes are.
It sucks, but I'm glad at the same time. So
is he excited though about college?
He's I don't know. I'm trying to get him to get into culinary school instead of doing this art thing, but we'll see.
Does he want to do the art thing?
Yeah, I'm like minor in that. You know what I mean? Get this culinary. You can cook. It's something you can always. It's a trade. Something you can always get money from.
Aww.
And then
like an old-fashioned dad.
Yeah, because you think with the AI coming and stuff, you're gonna either have to learn how to work the AI with
Oh, that's true.
Like that. And
There's
then when you think of
that.
artists,
they can't stop you from cooking.
They can't stop you from cooking. You gotta cook.
They need you to cook. Oh, that's true. Okay, look at you.
Here, doctor. But what if someone had discouraged slightly? I'm not saying you're discouraging your son, but just suggesting to a young knocker, hey, maybe don't MC, maybe don't DJ. You know what I'm saying? These things.
Go cook.
You need a more practical skill than.
I wish I'd have listened. Shit, I did both. That's why I'm doing this to him. Shit, you think I like?
Not forget, he had a practical skill. I mean, it takes a lot of work to sell weed. You know, what I mean?
It's $1 billion industry.
I'm like, that's not front. Like, that's not real work, B. That is real work. You gotta get a customer base up. You know what I'm
you gotta be able to measure and count. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to gauge profits. You know.
Man. Yeah. You know when I don't get a gig, it's some weeks I don't get a gig and I don't make no money. So shit, I'm like, make this money and then make your money. You can still do art on the side and get some money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What kind of art is he into?
Portraits and stuff like that.
He can draw. He could draw.
Yeah, he could draw.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, like with the phone right here, looking at something and doing like this, like that. Kid's nice.
Wow. Yeah, that's a skill. He can get some money doing that.
He's working on the new Black Liberation Media logo right now. So he's in a competition with Ricky Ryan's home.
I was just gonna say, Ricky told me she was trying to get somebody to do that too.
Yeah, well, see, that's what happens. You can either wait for somebody or you can get AI to do it. With that said, let's go ahead and take a break and get to now.
The shade room.
Yo, so you leaving us at 9:40, man?
Yeah, I got
9:40. Also, it's okay, it's 8:30. So let's go ahead and take a break and we can get as much news or something while you're here. And we're going to do that. So make sure y'all stay tuned as we do that right here.
You be more excited with the break? Can you be like, where's this excitement? I want the excitement back. Yeah.
The second two, like you was low energy on Thursday. The girl had wore you out the night before. And then here you are. Did you get wore out last night? What happened? What's wrong with you?
A little testosterone in your opinion.
Nah, I'm still recovering from being in that sun all day. All right.
That's not too recovering from being in the sun.
None of that sun got into your skin, though. I mean,
what? Now, when you see me, you know what you said. You was like, you are a little
coppery, a little more coppery.
See, this light is light right here. I look mad light right here. I told you, I'm copper tone. I'm done.
Out here, you like, bronze. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yo, that's what it is. Right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Yeah. Big up everybody tuning in right here. Big up to my man Nick Dean on the beat. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com. Become a member over there. Get some footage that's rare. And yeah. Share like you care. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get you a little bit of a weather report going on so you can know what's going on in the world. You see me, I was just in Queensbridge. I hope y'all came out for Sundays. We did a Nas mix. It was pretty dope. All right, so with that said, let's take you to ATL, Atlanta, GA. High today is going to be 89 degrees. It's not going to be mad sunny. It's going to be a little clouds, maybe thunderstorm, but we're going to see. Let's take it up to B-More. I just met somebody from PG County that came through the Black Man Lab yesterday. And I met another brother, Rodney. He came through and he said he watches the Remix Morning Show, says, y'all doing great. I love the show. Also, Chicago, they got a high 74. Cloudy 2. Houston, 89. It's going to be nice and hot. LA, 88. And let's take it down to Trinidad where they drink Malby and sip sorrow and ting like that. All right, next let's take. Oh, did I tell you how? Oh, yeah, it's gonna be 92 in Trinidad, and also in Pemba, Mozambique, they got a high today of 83 degrees. Yeah, 83 degrees. Now that was kind of hot. It's kind of hot. I tell you what else was kind of hot. Your boy K-Dot dropped his video for Not Like Us on the 4th of July. And I mean, this video was a video. You talking about hitting off different things that was said in the battle. He brought his whole family into the video to start dancing and crip walking and everything to the song. He was doing his push-ups in the video. He had a caged owl, like the caged bird sings type joint going on. And he had an owl pinata. So many things in this video. He got over 1 million views in one day. Ridiculous. K-Dot, stop it. You won. All right. You beat Drake. You won. Just go on and make some other music, please. I'm done. But yeah, so that was hot. Now let's get back to something else hot, which is the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Yeah.
I saw that video.
Did you?
I didn't get all the references because, like, I didn't understand the owl part, but it was cool. It was like a cool video. Like, Kendrick's a little dude though. Like him doing push-ups, it's not that impressive. I'm like, I just should have edited that out.
Did you see it? Did you see it, Kim?
I leave the rap to the youth then.
What? That brought me back though. That song brought me back.
It was a good.
Back to what though?
To listening to a little bit of hip hop more again.
Okay.
That song, I felt like that song was epic. It was really good.
Even your son knew the lyrics. He was talking about A minor.
A minor.
I was like, look a little bit.
What rap do you allow your children to listen to?
Zero.
MC Hammer, Young MC, Vanilla
That's what I'm
Ice.
saying. You don't even let them listen to like old, softer music, like a Hammer or.
Well, the problem is, it's like, at least on my like the what is it, the Cyrus or whatever it's called, the radio that's free that plays continue with all of the 4,000 channels or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That it's all like there's no clean versions, and so even in the 90s and 80s, the Rock the Bell station.
Oh, that's awful.
All that is just like, like people act like it was like when the music we listened to was so much different. It's like it is full of like whatever. It's full of it.
Might be
like an 8-year-old.
You got to put it on an old R&B station. Pretty much when you're on the car.
That's what I do. R&B or some pop music, and so that's what it is.
Yep, that's how
Talking
it is.
about making love. That's all it is. That's all the R&B is. It's about making love. And
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's about love and expressing your feelings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I was like, oh, so it's a beautiful time.
It took a while for feelings to be expressed in hip hop.
No.
I mean, you got with the bad slow.
I Need Love.
Yes. When in the back of the mind, I hear my conscious call telling me I need a girl that's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I think I need love.
Yeah, I was
waiting. I actually hated those songs though, to be honest.
Because you're a hater. Because you was a hater.
I hated those songs.
You were a hater. You and LL about the same age. You was hating like shit on LL at the time. You were like, look at this.
Like, what's with this slow rap shit? What is going on with this slow rap shit? I need love shit. What's going on with this?
I think the 90s we seen emo rap start with DMX. It went from DMX and then Drake came and took the mantle.
Yeah,
Drake's been around for a long time. There's some in between.
Think about it, Kim.
And Drake, though. There's some in between.
Think about it, Kim. Drake. I mean, DMX it was very emotional. He had people crying at his shows and everything, praying and this that.
But see, I always feel as though X was, emotional, but there was some action behind X. Like no one's afraid of Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, what that got to do with emotions, though?
That's a good point.
But I don't feel like the line is X to Drake though. I mean, and DMX was talking about real shit, like whether or not he gonna kill himself, kill somebody else. He gonna get like somebody got killed in the family, whether or not there was a war. You know what I mean? People felt like it was real experiences. Drake shit feels all made up.
Okay, we can't gloss over Ja Rule.
Can't we? But can't we?
When it comes to
I would ask that we please.
But can't we?
How
does Ja Rule even get in the conversation?
I mean, it's emotional, expressing his love.
I don't bad hip hop hooks, some bad R&B hooks he did. Come on now.
Sheesh. Right, I heard some Ja Rule and Ashanti over the weekend. I said gross. Like, it's such a bad period in our music. It was
the
so
2000s,
bad.
the early 2000s.
Oh, it was so terrible. It was so
one thing we can thank 50 for was destroying his career. Yes. That's the one good thing 50 ever did.
50 came and killed that career. Jay-Z came through and killed auto-tune for a quick second. But
well, the question becomes whether or not Kendrick Lamar has just killed Drake.
Yeah,
like, is he seriously wounded, or can he put out some more music and people buy that shit? No,
I think that's the fact with him putting that owl in the cage birds sing. He like, get back to singing, brother.
Oh shit.
He gonna always get him with the singing. He gonna get the ladies. Come on, they don't care about no battles.
he don't sing.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah,
Drake.
He does.
That's why I'm like, I'm so confused about Drake.
Maybe I have not listened to enough Drake. I'd never known him. I didn't know he sings.
Yeah, it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not good. It's not good. It's like, you could have saved this. But I don't actually blame Drake. He wasn't the first, but he might be the worst.
He even gave props to Fonte from like seeing somebody that could rap and sing, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get down in that lane." Yeah, we talking about Little Brothers. I know you didn't know who Fonte was, so I'll just put you on real quick.
First of all, Old Dirty Bastard to me was the best singing rapper, because Old Dirty actually had a singing voice. Like, I know people don't think of Old Dirty as a good singer, but if you listen to the times that he did sing, he was singing really well, in my opinion.
I have never thought that about OD. It always felt like it was good comedy relief.
Baby, come on, baby, come on,
Yasin Bey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got some singer rappers. It started with Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow sang, and then it went to Bismarck sang.
I mean, that's why I compare ODB to. That's like Bismarck territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly.
No comedy relief, a little like, you can take it for a few seconds, but you don't think of it as a real song.
Okay. Hey, y'all got any news?
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
was just wondering.
The chart. Question. I don't think the chart is filled out.
The chart.
Is she still on vacation, or she's
still on vacation?
That's fine. Shout out to Sister Erica Brown. You know what I'm saying? My
pair
that I'm claiming, huh?
Wow.
What'd you say?
I said, didn't we pair? I should be on vacation.
I don't know. You should actually check to see if you did. You should be. Somebody who was
out money to go on vacation. She was out money to go on vacation.
I'm just saying. I'm like, damn, we need to start paying afterwards.
We have to cut this out the video so she doesn't get to hear this part.
She made me do some back pay out here.
She's gonna be like, she's like, what do I do with that money y'all give me? Is that to buy coffee in the morning? Or what do with that?
Can't even go to Starbucks with this bullshit.
Right. I told you guys I saw Sister Erica, right? A couple weeks ago before.
No.
Here. Mm-hmm. She was in DC.
She was in DC?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
You ain't go karaoke in this time?
Not this time, no.
Okay.
She, we didn't have time to run them streets like that. But we just got a chance to just link up and just to get some face-to-face time. I like Sister Erica a lot. She's dope. She's really dope.
Nice. All right, let me go ahead and get up out of here. I see you sent some. Did you get that email, Kamal?
Wait a minute. Let me check before you go. She always sends some email. She did. She did this time.
Yeah, she sent this time. Exactly.
I sent it every time, but that's all right. That's
fine. Yeah, well,
we're not arguing with y'all.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, you can do your thing. Do the whole thing that you do.
The whole thing.
He didn't even play the song.
Well, we got to kick it to the intro. So let's go ahead and kick it to the news intro. Boom.
Damn.
This still remains a deeply awkward transition. We still need to work on this, But anyway, everybody, welcome. It's the Remix Morning Show on Black Liberation Media, Tuesday, July the 9th, 2024. You guys are so lucky to be in the presence of Kamal Franklin, the good Rev Doctor out here. My name is Kim Brown, Air Doctors in the Cut. Thank you guys so much for making some time to hang out with your Remix Morning Show crew. And if you guys are so inclined, please express your like of said program by giving us a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel. Where are we at subscribers wise, Kamal? Have we plateaued? What's up? What's going on?
No. We are about to hit a milestone. We are 39,000. Thank you, darling. We are 39,965 the last time I looked. Subscribers. We are like 30 to 40 away from hitting 40,000 subscribers all natural subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Like from the beginning, from the top to the bottom. We just need 40 more subscribers to hit a 40,000 mark. So y'all ain't got to pay no money because, you know, obviously we can't take no checks still for another few days. Another few days. So it's not going to cost you much. But right now, it would be fantastic if we can get that 40,000 subscribers and start really, you know, because we're terrible at this. What I mean is the advertising part. Like everybody else I see, they know how to make their channel blow up. It seems like we're all the slow and steady. We're the tortoise crew, the tortoise crew. You know what I'm saying? We're the tortoise crew. We we slow and steady wins the race. We eke up there social media wise. We eke up there. You know what I mean? So we really appreciate when folks will subscribe and try to get the channel to blow up and you know, show us how to do it. That's that kind of thing. So yeah.
I feel like YouTube obviously has been stepping on our neck a little bit because I feel like we have been between 38 and 39,000 subscribers for a while. I feel like we've been like stuck at this high 30s for some time. And I'm like, look at this hating ass algorithms.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. No, I completely agree. They're doing something. They're trying to play games with us.
All the way. But listen, remixers, we are not here to play games with you. Me and Kamal have got some news for you guys this morning. So thank you all so much for being in Jam. And big up to everyone that came out to the live Remix Morning Show event. Hopefully you guys can come out to another live one in the future in Atlanta. But where would you like to begin, Kamal? There's lots of places to go because everything's on fire.
I know everything's on fire. And I got one quick update. So I just checked. We up to 39,997. Now, that is the number. Now, we are 3 subscribers away.
What?
From the
we can do that today.
We can
do that tell today. A friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell 3 friends. All you just need is 3 friends.
That's it.
3 friends on YouTube. Go click that subscriber button. Make that happen. I'll give continual updates throughout the show for the 3. If we don't make 3 subscribers in the next hour, y'all in some trouble, B. Y'all in some trouble. But anyway, I got, which one do you want to go to? We got the story about the hurricane. We got the French legislation. Let's do the French.
Okay, let's go.
That was interesting.
Funky ass France.
Funky.
Literally, why are the French so funky? Everybody funky. Like every French person of every race that I've ever met. France, you smell exactly like it.
Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, y'all going all out on the Frenchies. Oh,
I think they know something we don't. They must have an aversion to deodorant for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. Damn. I'm sorry. I mean, am I lying, chat? Am I telling the tale?
I just don't know enough French people to give the
hygiene is not a priority.
No, I think they bathe. I don't think that they follow up with deodorant. I think deodorant.
The whole country?
But do they brush their teeth?
Oh,
I think they brush their teeth.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's Britain. My bad.
I think British people also brush their teeth. The British are known for not having good teeth, not so much bad breath, or maybe it's both. You know what? I don't know. We as Americans, maybe we don't have no room. Because a good number of our countrymen is also funky as shit with bad breath. So,
damn. All right, do you want to set up the video? What happened with the snap election?
Oh, Macron. Oh, Mr. Macron. His bowels are moving regularly. He thought he thought it was dunzo. He thought it was dunzo. He thought Marie Le Pen and them was coming. It's not even Le Pen and them anymore. They got a new young Nazi in the French far right. But anyway, let's see is this France 24?
This is, yeah. You want me to play the video?
Yeah, let's go ahead and see what they say.
All right.
Our House of Parliament, known as the National Assembly, consists of 577 members. They represent 566 districts plus 11 more overseas to represent French citizens who live abroad. Seats are divided into constituencies, with each meant to represent 125,000 residents. All of the MPs in the chamber are up for election every 5 years, and the vote happens in 2 rounds. Candidates who receive at least 12.5% of the vote advance to the second round. Once in office, the members have a number of responsibilities. In addition to passing laws, they also serve as a check on the president's administration, holding weekly sessions to question cabinet members.
The whole video going to be just the French?
They can also convene parliamentary inquiries into matters of concern. The number of MPs in the National Assembly has changed over time to account for shifts in population. But the changes have not always reflected reality, with some administrative departments losing residents but maintaining the same number of seats. The two-round system has also come under criticism for not being proportional, giving an advantage to larger parties.
Thought I had another video.
Great pick, Kim.
Now that we know how the French system works.
Did you know how the French system work, Air Doctor? Since you so smart, since you Mr. Smart Guy in the back, did you know any of that?
We.
Oh.
Come out. I'm sorry, you were saying?
No. I was looking for a story about what actually happened in France.
I thought that's when it said French legislator. I said, oh, legislator. That's what they just did, right? Yes.
So let's go. Let me see if I can find a quick. So start telling us what happened, maybe, and then I will find another quick story.
That Macron's party managed to stave off a far right demolishment within the parliamentary elections. So if Macron's party would have lost power, I think they would have been able to call for new prime ministerial elections. Again, see, we should have finished watching the video. I don't know.
That was the whole video. That was the whole video. It was all about the French system. But wait, I got the truth coming up now. I found a CNN report. So
see, the truth. You're funny. I was intentionally trying to avoid seeing. That's what I'm saying. Like the YouTube algorithm is so slanted. I'm like when I type in stuff, the first things that pops up for me is NBC News, ABC News. I'm like, I don't want this shit.
So let's see if they make us do a commercial first, or they're gonna play it. I knew there was gonna be a commercial. So let me get the sound down here and let this play out. So as Kim was saying too, what happened is both the left forces gathered and did basically a coalition. And part of that was to get the right to make sure that the right did not come to power completely. The expectation was that the right going into the snap elections called by Macron was that the right was going to come to power. Macron thought otherwise. Macron didn't represent, I would let's say, the moderate middle forces. And as opposed to that happening, the left in France, whatever that means for France, overtook the right and won the most seats. But as Kim was saying, not enough, apparently, to make a decision on who becomes the next president / prime minister. So we got past the commercial. Let's play this actual video of what happened in the elections. Mm-hmm.
The left-wing alliance came out as the strongest party in France's election on July 7th in a shocking result.
On est plutôt agréablement surpris, parce qu'en fait, la France, c'est ça, c'est un peu la diversité.
The new Popular Front won 182 seats in France's parliament, according to the Interior Ministry.
C'est déjà un soulagement parce que c'est la France. Aujourd'hui, une France, elle est cosmopolite.
Tactical voting pushed Marine Le Pen's far-right party to third place, with the National Rally securing 143 seats.
C'est une déception. Il va falloir attendre 2027, attendre que le pays encore se creuse un peu plus dans l'abîme pour que les Français comprennent qu'il est temps de faire autrement.
But with no party winning a clear majority of 289 seats in Parliament, France is set to face uncertainty.
C'est un bon score. C'est un marasme intégral qui se prépare. Voilà, c'est ce que je pense.
The winning left-wing bloc consists of a mix of parties, ranging from the far left to the more moderate socialists and ecologists. The results mean President Macron will likely have to appoint someone from this bloc as prime minister, in a rare arrangement known as cohabitation.
Cohabitation.
So the French are internally in their politics, people are saying it's a complete mess because there is no clear majority. And so what policies will get pushed through, so forth and so on. And so maybe they'll have to call additional elections. We shall see. But even though the right wing couldn't claim an overt victory in France, they still have more seats now than they did before the election. They picked up approximately 40 more seats in parliament. But again, not what was expected with the so-called left in France banding together. Now, the question becomes, does this have any real, in terms of their foreign policy, any changes whatsoever? And the answer is really no. The French stay who the French are. So they stay collaborators. They're still not close. They still are part of Western right wing hegemony. Nothing like that is changing. But the question is in terms of the internal politics and the different ways in which domestic resources are distributed and taxes and so forth. All of that is up in the air. And I think the French are currently heavily indebted or in a lot of debt. And so a lot of politicians are sort of worrying about that. The right wing, of course, is promising to stop borrowing money, as they always like to do. Then they borrow more money than anybody. So all of that is still on the table for what comes next in terms of the French election scene.
Yes, and the more they seem to lose control over their, or less influence in their former colonies in Africa, in New Caledonia, shout out to New Caledonia, the islands in the Caribbean, Guadeloupe, Martinique, these former French, colonies. These people have been turning the French away and saying it's time for y'all to pack y'all shit and leave. I'm sure that's not playing well in the homeland because France depends so heavily on the exploitation of these colonies and of their resources. If they can't continue to exploit them, I can only imagine what that's going to look like for the French economy. So, but when you contrast this election result with what happened in the UK, with Labour taking a big win, over the Tories, right? Is that right? The Conservatives are the Tories, Liberals,
Yeah.
The Liberals are the Labour. Yeah. So I don't know much about Keir Starmer. From what I hear from our British folks, they're like, they're kind of like, But when I guess maybe a slight improvement over almost a decade and a half of conservative rule. I don't know what Keir Starmer is about. Well, I guess we'll see. But
they're moderate politicians. Remember, the Labour Party had to shift because I think Jeremy, what is his name again?
Corbyn,
exactly, was considered too left in terms of the French media and other politicians, which really tried to corner any position that they made and made them look bad. And so part of the leadership of Labour, and although Corbyn continues to win his individual seats, he was basically thrown out of leadership. And Labour has redesigned itself or refashioned itself to be less left. And I think that the new leader now represents a sort of more moderate wing of even the left Labour Party.
It's wild that these imperialist nations still like when you look at what were the driving issues of these elections. It was immigration and the economy. Immigration drives all of y'all's economies. Subtract migrants from the French economy, from the UK economy, from the American economy. What you talking about? What's the problem with immigration? But I saw in reports from France, I've seen these white French people talk about, I don't even recognize France anymore. I don't recognize it. This is not the old France. It's not the France that I knew. And I'm like, there is a identity crisis among the Caucasians. They cannot understand how the people that their nations have been exploiting for hundreds of years are now coming to try to claim some of those spoils, coming to where their original nation's resources have gone. And then the whites are like in a dither. And they can't understand why all these people are here. Why don't they go?
Let me stop you. Apparently, we have breaking news live.
We are now at 40K.
40,000 subscribers. Yes. Fuck the French. Fuck the English. We're at 40,000 subscribers.
Yes. So that means we get a mix. We get a 40K mix.
You should get a 40K mix, B. Now he's silent again. Now he's
a 5-minute jump.
Now he's silent again. Now you can't hear. Look, crickets, crickets, crickets. Thank y'all so much for that. We appreciate that. Yeah. But you're right, like that, and that's total like that. European politics is driven completely now by these Europeans feeling that their countries are being quote unquote taken over by all the immigrants from North Africa, Africa proper, Middle East, and so forth. But like you said, what are the policies that the Europeans have been doing that have driven people out of their countries and towards Europe in the first place? Now, instead of changing their policies, their foreign policy, of course, which they don't want to do because they want the resources of Africa, the resources of the so-called Middle East. That's not what changed. But instead, they're like, they can go anywhere. They can go live in misery, but they just can't come here. And that's the driving. And of course, that's even what's driving white America in terms of white American politics and stuff like that. So,
I mean, Trump told us people at the border taking all the black jobs. And I'm sure there's some variation of that being spinned in France by the far right, and some variation of that being spun by the Tories in the UK. They're taking all y'all jobs. So I don't know.
So before we go to your story, an adjacent story that has to do with the French is that, again, in terms of what countries breaking away from imperialism, we have a new confederation that was just started by former French colonies, right? But they call it the Alliance of Sahel States. And so there's a quick update. Let's get an update on that.
It's official. The African states of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, having come together after military coups over the past few years that have ousted Western aligned leaders, are now a confederation of states as of 6 July. That's when they signed a treaty in Niamey, the capital of Niger. Already having formed the Alliance of Sahel States in September 2023 and agreeing to diplomatic coordination and the creation of a confederation back in December, this move is a step in building a federation, or one state on the territories of the 3 landlocked countries. For decades, Pan-Africanist leaders have promoted a United States of Africa. Right now, the confederation allows for the free circulation of people and goods, a shared foreign policy, and an AES investment bank and stabilization fund. During the summit, Malian President Assimi Goïta was appointed the Alliance's president for 1 year.
Car l'AES que nous sommes en train de mettre en place est d'abord et avant tout l'AES des peuples. Une AES dans laquelle les Burkinabés et les Nigériens seront chez eux au Mali et inversement.
In response to the first Alliance Summit, the Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, a 15-member bloc that has the support of France and the US, organized a summit for the following day on July 7 in Abuja, Nigeria.
Le retrait des 3 pays portera un coup dur à la coopération en matière de sécurité.
However, AES heads of state disagreed.
L'Alliance des États du Sahel constitue le seul regroupement sous-régional efficient dans le domaine de la lutte.
They're saying that they're the ones who are fighting against counterterrorism, not EOWAS.
Déficit d'implication dans cette lutte.
That is incredible.
Yeah, that is incredible.
I want to see this reflected in maps and in globes, because I'm thinking what just came into my mind when I saw this was when there was the reunification of Germany, right, in 90 when East and West Germany came together, and like I remember the maps where it would say East Germany and West Germany, like they were like it was not together. So I want to see the recognition of this acknowledged in global in world geography, right? Like, you know, call it that is it the association of the Sahel states, or the
I think the Confederacy of the Sahel States.
But I thought the acronym was ASS. I'm sorry. I thought the acronym was
We'll check on that. We'll check on that.
I mean, this is very exciting. Like, I mean, what can we do here to support all of that? Like, should we go travel? Should we go there? Like, what should we do? How can we show our?
I think in a lot of ways. I think the continued support that folks have given, so that the United States just pulled its troops out of Niger, or Niger, your pronunciation. So it shows again that these states are collectively saying that they want to throw off the yoke of European colonialism, and they want to do it in such a way. The alliance of Sahel states. So I think your acronym is correct. Alliance. So this shows that these states are continuing on the path of attempting to throw off European and American colonialism, particularly from the French, to get rid of them and to create a new path forward in terms of cooperation, working together, and a Pan-African path. And of course, there's going to be many ways in which the United States and France and the allies, the African sellouts, attempt to bring those states to heel, so that colonialism can reestablish itself. And that means the overthrow of these governments. That means sanctioning their economies probably at some point to make sure that whatever trade that they try to do even amongst themselves is thwarted. That means negative narratives that are going to be put out in the media about the success of these countries, and any media that supports these countries, right? So I think us continuing to lift up these stories as good news stories, as stories of which way these nation states should be headed in other parts of Africa, and how can this be expanded? And I think it's the role that we should play in terms of like how many people know that this is happening, or that this is taking place. And this is a major shift over the last 3 to 5 years of how these particular states are dealing with their former French colonial masters, including kicking them out, including taking away their rights from land ownership and control of mines. So these are really important changes that are happening as we're speaking.
I love the erasure of the borders between these, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. Like, I don't know all, the specifics, the particulars, how, border crossings and all that, but it seemed like they were headed in that direction. And again, we know how Africa was drawn and how countries became these countries because Europeans decided that these would be countries and this is what they're going to be called. So to reclaim that autonomy, like, nope, we're not within these bounds because y'all told us we are within these bounds. Now we are forming and reestablishing these fraternal, bonds that were there pre-colonialism. So this is exciting news. Like, I'm super encouraged, like, especially amongst all the bad news that, like, this is actually a bright glimmer of sunshine. So yes, shout out to the ASS out here. Respectfully, the ASS.
Respectfully. Well, non-respectfully, speaking of asses, big up.
But
bam, he's like, I did that. That was like a segue.
That was great, actually.
I feel like that was good. I'm sorry. Okay, just come on up here, doctor.
Yeah. I ain't coming
up for that.
Referred to no ass. Fuck out of here. So they said they got kicked out or they got pulled out?
Put them out.
Oh, okay.
They got yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put them out. Like your wife did you. Put you out.
I chose the
that's okay. We don't need no details. It's fine.
Hey, pull out game is weak.
Hey.
Calm
down.
They got kicked out. They didn't get pulled out.
They got kicked out. I don't know. I'm not sure where you're going with this. They were thrown out of the French and the U.S. have been thrown out of the countries.
Okay.
I don't know where the rest of it, where you're going with it.
I wasn't going nowhere. I was saying.
I'm just a little lost right now where you're going with it.
I was going to go somewhere, but I'm not. I'm not.
Please.
You sure? You don't want me to?
No.
All right, cool.
Let's distance ourselves.
I'm not going to talk about. All right.
I thought you're not.
You're right. So hard not to. Pause. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break right here on no other than the Remix Morning Show. All right, let's go ahead and get a little remix on the remix for you and yours. For all our 40,000 out there.
I was I was a terror since the public school era. Bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses. Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the gray dukes and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in action sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks. Honeys wanna chat, but all we wanna know is where the party at. And can I bring my cat? If not, I hope I don't get shot. Better throw my vest on my chest. Cause niggas is a mess. It don't take nothing but front for me to start something. Bucking and bucking at niggas like I was duck hunting. Coming out just me and my crew. Cause all we wanna do is bullshit, and we party, and bullshit, and we party, and bullshit, and we party, and bullshit, and party.
All right, let me take you to a time and space right here in 1975, where you got this song, which is called "Do What You Gotta Do" by Eddie Drennan, and the album is called Collage. That's right. And a little mixture of 1993 off the album Who's the Man soundtrack. This is Notorious B.I.G. with the song Party and Bullshit. Now y'all might know that song comes from somebody else, done by two other people. We're talking about the Lost Poets, and we're talking about Rod Digger. That's it. Let's go ahead and get back to the crew right here on the Remix Morning Show. You know how we do. All right? Let's go. Yeah.
So just quickly, the Last Poets. It's the Last Poets.
I'm thinking of Lost Boys.
Oh, I know what the fuck you started. It's the Last Poets, son.
I was thinking of the Lost Boys. I said the Lost Boys.
Yeah, I was like, it's the Last Poet. I was like, oh my God.
Somebody put up Renee earlier, and that just stuck in my head when we talk about love songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a terrible love song. Shout out to Renee Johnston. One of the worst rap songs ever to have be your namesake. I mean, it's a great storytelling song, but you know what happens to Renee at the end? Bad things. What happens to Renee at the end?
It was a sad song. Yeah, it was.
Are you fixing your makeup on camera, bro?
I don't wear makeup, baby.
What are you doing right now? What are you doing with that?
I'm doing my acids.
That's
Oxy.
That's a BHA 2%.
Well, your skin looks lovely in person. I was going to say too.
Oh, you are too, Kamal. You was glowing.
You were glowing.
Like a light bug.
Like a LED 90 watt. I'm sorry.
So what does that do? Does that cleans the dirt out of your pores, or what is it? What does it do?
So
Get the health regimen.
Well,
you're not gonna get this on no other morning show where the host comes on cleaning their skin and shit like that.
Y'all do not be on the social media. The girls be giving whole news reports while.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I must not be watching.
It's a different ball game out here. So this helps to exfoliate dead skin off the top. I told you guys I'm in perimenopause, right? So my beard comes in.
Wait.
So great. My beard is coming in lovely. I'm gonna get some oils and shit and be looking like Rick Ross here in a year with his fucking beard. But
we'll have to bring this topic back up tomorrow on Women's Wednesday here. I'm interested.
I don't like to talk about my beard. It's sad. It's an unfortunate development of events.
A lot of people going through it, you know. I remember,
dig it.
you know, moms be having tweezers pulling their little hairs out and stuff.
Man,
oh yeah, my mom specialized in that.
She did that with the tweezers.
One of my images of my mom over the last 5 years of her life. One of my chief images is her just sitting there.
Yeah, I do. Yo, speaking of happy born day, my mom's birthday was yesterday. To all the cancers out there.
Yo, happy birthday, my mom.
Yeah. But
no, it's hard. Like, you know, it's interesting because all the things that you would watch older people doing when you were not older people, and now you are older people, and you're like, okay, can I just tweeze my beard in front of everybody? Like, can I just?
I remember watching my mom pop black hairs out my dad's back and stuff like that.
That's love.
That's love right there.
That is love.
Yeah. I even got a picture of that one. I was like,
that is love. Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer the needle, not the squeeze, but that's another. Yeah.
How do you and he get
the hairpin?
What are the? Oh wow! Now you know that's business.
I prefer that. Yeah.
That's when you know that blackhead is.
That's when it's really it's really full fuss. Yeah, you're like, I gotta get rid of this. I'm not walking out with this.
What is the unique way that Eget grooms you? Come out. What does Eget do for you?
Picks your clothes.
She's picked my clothes on occasions.
On occasion.
Less the grooming. Yeah, because she can't. I go too fast because when I go, it's like I go to the store once every 9 months to shop for something, and I come back with 3 shirts of the same kind. It's a little too late. You know what I'm saying? So she'll just come home with random stuff for me.
Right.
But her chief, not grooming, is the back scratching. I love a good look. It's like, ooh, right there, right there,
like a little cat over there. Huh?
Yeah, it's like, ooh, oh my god, oh yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. All this face over here gets is coconut oil, and that's it.
Really, you don't have issues, blackheads, ingrown hairs.
I don't get that stuff that much anymore. I mean, since puberty, individually, I don't really, and I don't have any skin treatment to be honest. But yeah.
You don't put nothing on. You just wash your face and head out.
Yep.
Nice.
I cannot stand you soap and water.
I was just about to say women can't stand men because we just be up and out.
I just put soap and water on my shit and blah blah blah. Okay, very good. And somehow look at you getting older and finer. It's not fair.
Hey, another topic I want to bring up on Women's Wednesday is do women do the eyelashes for themselves, for other girls, or for
the eyelashes? You mean putting on big ones or
the fake ones?
Some fake ones?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand that because we don't never be like, "Ooh, I love your eyelashes," like guys.
I know they always look strange to me when the eyelashes are too big.
But I don't want to get in trouble.
When they're too big, let me get a little trouble. When they're too big.
Look like they're about to fly away.
Yeah, I was like, I can't even see your eyes anymore. You're like, it's like you have wings. It's like they're flapping. It's like, why are they flapping right now?
It's the butterfly effect.
Yeah. Who thinks that looks like, Who thinks that's like an outstanding look? An outstanding look that needs to be duplicated all around the world. It's the flapping of the eyelashes.
What guy says, "Oh, you should go get some fake eyelashes"? That
they make them extra long. Yeah, make them extra long.
So I think, because I'm not a lash girly, but I think the purpose of the lashes, when you have longer, fuller lashes, especially on top, it helps to open the eye, right? Bigger open eyes denotes a youthful look. Now, because of that, I don't understand why like all the teens and 20-somethings, like y'all already have big, beautiful eyes and very full natural lashes. Why are y'all anyway? It's a trend. It's a fashion trend, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I just don't get the I don't get the
I use Dr. Bronner's soap. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I remember I was on a flight with, sitting next to a young woman and she was chatting me up. And I just remember looking at her eyelashes and thinking, those look like tarantula legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever seen tarantula legs? Them joints be furry.
They got mink. Yeah, they got mink eyelashes now. Shit is wild, yo.
Girl, how is your eyelids open? Them joints weigh 1.5 pounds. Like, what? Whew.
Okay, I got one more then. And what's up with the block eyelashes? The block eyebrows. I mean,
when they paint the eyebrows on.
Yeah, it's like a triangle, like a rectangle. It looks like rectangles.
It's artistic, I would say that, but
yeah,
especially some with ones that look surprised all the time.
Yeah, because if you do it wrong, that's right. If you do it too high on the head, it's a whole new look for your face that your face never expected. Your face never expected to look like that. Hey, and that's a permanent look. I don't get it. I don't get a lot of things. I don't even get tattoos that much. I don't even understand tattoos that much.
It's art, man. It's art.
I don't know. That's what everybody says, but I'm always at the thing is like, because it's art, but people always say like, I put this on because it means whatever. I never forget, like my mama, whatever they forget. And I was like, you need to write something on your skin, not to forget it. I don't understand that
part.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I was so close to getting a tattoo as an 18, 19, 20-year-old. And then the story started to come out about how you would go to the tattoo artist to get these Asian symbols. Remember, everybody was getting the Asian symbols, and then the Asians was coming out and telling us, well, actually, that's Japanese for like goat, you know what I'm saying? or duck, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, well, look at y'all. Y'all putting shit on your body, you don't even know what it means. You know what? Let me mind my business. Let me not get nothing. Let me get no tattoos because.
So you don't have any yourself?
I have none. I have no tattoos.
You're a doctor? You don't have any? Mm-mm. Oh, we are the minorities these days.
We are a different breed.
People talking and kind of shit. It's like, that's right.
We are a different breed.
We are definitely the minorities. Because to me, it was nothing that I wanted to get put on my body forever.
Exactly. Exactly. I've changed so many different careers. I changed names before. So imagine I would have my rap name back in the 90s unique on my body somewhere. Like, what is, no.
Well, the name of your love that dumped you.
Exactly. It's the stupidest. And now they getting whole people's faces on their face.
Oh, like
tattoos on their face.
Ain't that much love in the world. Ain't that much love in the world.
All right, let me get out of here.
All right.
Thank you, Ear Doctor. And thank you, Remixers, for getting us over that 40,000 subscriber hump. Book. You guys are fantastic. Tell a friend to tell a friend, like the Ear Doctor said. It's Black Liberation Media Remix Morning Show Tuesday edition. Kim Brown, Kamau Franklin, Ear Doctor. Kamau, so the story I have from television Jamaica, can we start that at about 1 minute?
Yes, we can.
Because, the devastation left in the Caribbean from Hurricane Beryl, which is the earliest Category 5 hurricane ever form in the Atlantic, raced across the island nation of Jamaica and left the country in a perilous situation, especially when it comes to not only their everyday needs. People in Jamaica are still needing water and supplies, etc. But the agriculture industry has been impacted deeply to the point that Jamaica now has to look outward and consider importing staples, produce, etc. So if we start about 55, 1 minute in, we could pick it up from there.
Okay, got it. And let's go. Oh, it'd be good if I had the sound on.
And we apologize for the audio on that story.
Facts.
With a shortage of produce, the country may have to turn to the import market. Now, it is feared it may be some time before farmers will recover from the ravages of Hurricane Beryl. According to JAS President Lenworth Fulton, the government may have to look overseas for some produce, as what is left will not be able to supply the hotel sector and the domestic needs of Jamaicans.
The hotel sector?
We won't be able to sustain, and we might have to find vegetables from other sources and so on for the hotel trade. So, I can't speak to, I don't think we have sustained devastating damage in the poultry industry. There's some damage there, but I do think they can recover within the next 3 to 4 weeks by repairing these spends. But in terms of ground provision and vegetables, fruits, ripe bananas, mangoes, all of these things, we are seriously affected by it.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
Skip the commercial.
Okay, you ready?
I'm trying to right now.
100.
Y'all need me to translate? Y'all understood?
We understood.
Meanwhile, the opposition is critical of the need for importation. Shadow spokesman on agriculture, Dr. Dayton Campbell, says while he understands the need for it at this time, farmers and the produce which are on hand should be looked at firstly. He was speaking following a tour of southern St. Elizabeth on Sunday.
You are looking at what is going to be a food crisis in the near future. It's going to lead to the government have to depend on some imports, but we don't want to see imports at the detriment of the local farmers. So there actually needs to be a planned approach. I know some persons will think that we are being critical. We're not. We're simply asking for a planned approach to take place. And those who are outside and not seeing the devastation themselves, they may not be able to fully appreciate the concerns that we have because they're not seeing the devastation firsthand. But I'm really concerned about where agriculture is going to be in another couple of weeks.
And the staging of the Denby Agricultural Show is in
Should we keep on going or?
Yeah, one more. Yeah, keep on going.
President of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Lenworth Fulton, says his team has not yet been able to carry out an assessment of infrastructure at the property following the passing of Hurricane Beryl last week. Now, assessment was further impeded by the impact of a tropical wave on the weekend.
We have to go through this week and do a thorough assessment of the Denby ground and talk to the stakeholders, like the people that have the Jamaica broilers, the H&L Agro, and all of these people that have their facility on the ground, for them to do a quick assessment and see if they can repair them sufficiently for the show. The show is still on. We are going to do an assessment, and after the assessment, we'll make an announcement.
Back to an earlier story, over $1 billion. That's the preliminary estimate on.
So so the Jamaican agriculture industry, as you just heard, suffered $1 billion in damages from Hurricane Beryl. Also, water resources have not fully been restored across the island. A lot of people are waiting in long lines for water, for provisions, for gasoline. And this is just July, and what is predicted to be an active Atlantic hurricane season. This could literally just be the beginning of a very difficult summer for our Caribbean brothers and sisters. Not only them, but our Mexican folks, people on the Yucatan, and these strengthening hurricane. I mean, this is just devastating, and we're just at the beginning of hurricane season. That's all I can say.
No, it looks devastating. And again, the idea that folks are now in a position where, if they are able to start importing, those who want to import vegetables and crops from different places, the capitalist market will demand that they continue to import, right? And so, I think the leader who spoke about cautioning around the level of importation and maybe, making sure it's a short-term thing. But disaster capitalism is not about fixing the ecological damage and the reasons why we have this climate disaster. That's not what they're about. They're just about taking advantage of something like this. So if they are can you imagine? So if a country like Jamaica doesn't recover fast enough to begin meeting its own domestic needs for in terms of vegetables or fruits and other things like that and other produce. You have these big companies like we spoke about earlier, like Santos and other companies and other farmers from other places who will gladly step in. And once they step in again, the economic policies, particularly of whatever state they're coming in, will do so to make sure that it undercuts the ability of local farmers to begin producing crops again and making enough resources to feed them and their family, because they'll import these things for mad cheap compared to what they cost from growing domestically. But it wrecks the economy, and it pulls the money out of the nation state back into the Western world. So I do think it's something, even during this frightening time of having to obviously deal with the need for potential importation at this early stage, that they have to look very carefully, because otherwise it'll be a change in the economy that'll have a future devastating effect on Jamaica's ability to feed, to do what it can already or right now to feed most of its population, its own population, through what's grown locally.
What was kind of terrifying about one of the things that one of the officials said, or maybe it was the presenter in the video, but someone said, we have to restore enough food for the hotels and domestic. But he said hotels first. And I understand how much Jamaica and other Caribbean nations depend on tourism, but the prioritizing over of the actual industry, the tourism industry, over the people first, it was, not stunning, but just wow, tell us how you really feel. Let's make sure we get the hotels up and running, and then we'll worry about the people.
It's as long as we got the sun, we want tourism. And you're right. And the state resources will probably go towards repairing hotels before it goes to repairing homes, or again, figuring out how to keep farms sustainable. And that's what capitalist economies do. It's around how do we keep the mega rich happy, and all of a sudden, state resources, again, welfare for the rich is never a problem, and that's exactly what will happen. The imports will first go there, and then secondarily, can we feed the general population? It's like, well, first we have to feed the tourists because we got to keep the tourists coming, right? And that's exactly how these economies run. It's about the tourist industry. It's about those who get rich off the tourist industry, and the people who are serving that industry and who benefit the most are usually the rich outsiders or the big corporations. But who works those menial jobs are the local population, which of course they never get rich off of, but they live working class lives. And this is how, and this, they're more interested, you said, like in continuing that phase of the economy. There's no interest whatsoever in the day-to-day lives of people or moving the economy towards something that's far more sustainable. And again, like you said, you mentioned earlier, the way in which the climate has been impacted that caused these levels of devastation so often, right? It's not like you don't have devastating hurricanes in the past, but the way it's happening, the hurricanes are happening earlier. The levels, the strength of those hurricanes are much stronger, and they're happening more often. And so you're right. This portends to be a rough period for Caribbean, Mexico, other folks in the Gulf areas, because these hurricanes are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And by, one quick thing, like, here in Atlanta, and this is true for like, the heat wave that's been happening all across the country, where temperatures has been in the 90s, and in some places, I think as high as like over 115 or 20, I read. So, again, this will be the hottest year on the planet, and that breaking a consecutive record breaking of the last 10 years, of each year being the new year, which is the hottest year on the planet. So.
Yes, and these assholes are literally cutting down a forest to build a cop city. In the middle of climate change. Like, it's capitalism knows no bounds of destruction and carnage. Like, it literally eats everything.
But fear not, Kim, because our leader of the free world is making sure that we are protected, because our free leader is saying that they will not leave the race to be the Democratic stakeholder or party leader, so they will continue to safeguard the world for us. And we're speaking about is, as folks know from the debate a week and a half ago or so by now, that Biden was, I guess, officially exposed for seeming to have lost his ability to clearly think and to speak, and that was exploited by Trump in terms of pointing out how derelict this person was in terms of getting a point across. But also it scared the shit out of the Democratic Party, which for the first time publicly, both folks who are big donors to the Democrats and some Congress members have been, some quietly and some not so quietly, calling for Joe Biden to step out of the race. And Joe Biden is fighting back. Joe Biden is refusing, or Joe Biden and his handlers are refusing to even think about stepping out of the race, and in fact have gone so far as to say that only God Almighty could come down and force him out of the race. And says,
you might get your wish, Joey. You're not looking well out here. You're not looking like the picture of health. You might get your wish. Jesus might see you real soon, my God. Hold on, come out. Let's parse this for a quick moment. Hold on. So the incumbent Democrat is being pushed out potentially by his own party in favor of whom we don't know, person yet unnamed. But I'm just sitting here cackling. Can you just see Joe Biden drinking his Irish coffee in his fucking pajamas in the residential part of the White House, fuming about it be your own niggas. Niggas, Joe Biden is like, it be your own niggas. Come out. It's July. The fucking convention is next month. What is happening?
people are jumping ship. They're like, I mean, again, we spoke about this. Trump was terrible, his usual terrible self, his usual racist self, his usual off-putting, rambling self. But no one noticed it. No one cared because Joe Biden came off as senile. Joe Biden came off as a muttering, stammering idiot, to be clear, who could not finish his sentences, who seemed to be all over the place in terms of his thought patterns. And it literally scared the daylights out of Democratic operatives. And the reflecting polls showed that people will accept a genocidal maniac, but not an inarticulate genocidal maniac, right? That's the American public for you. So, even though there's huge money behind these elections, they can only push these candidates so far as long as they seem to be able to articulate the messages that are put in front of them. Joe Biden has now reached this point where it seems like he is not able to articulate a message at all. And that scared the big money and started to scare the operatives within the Democratic Party.
There was I'm not sure what article you have up, but one of the big Democratic donors who came out on the record and said, was the Disney heiress. I can't call a name. I don't know if she's mentioned in this piece or not, but one of the heiresses of the Disney fortune, whose last name also is Disney, said publicly that nope, and if Joe Biden remains at the top of the ticket, she is going to be withdrawing her money. She's going to take back all that Disney money. But hold on, let me put a pin in this real quick, Kamal, because this is not the first time that we have seen an American president diminished cognitively. I have memory of Reagan, and just because you are just a couple years older than me, you may have better memory of Reagan, but Reagan was out there, if I recall, looking bad, sounded bad, but it seemed like there was a lot more protection for Ronald Reagan in his, I think.
Well, there was protection for Biden up until the debate performance.
Right.
And unless Biden, and I think something, memory-wise, Reagan had a similar moment some similar moments during one of his debates, but then came back so-called strong in the next debate and put those fears to bed for the folks who wanted to vote for him again. The open question, for the Democratic Party operatives is, can they, give Biden enough cocaine or whatever he needs that when it's time for the next debate, does he look coherent, or does everything, without a teleprompter in front of him, does everything fall down even further? And then it seems to be too late for them to get a new candidate in that they can rally the troops around. So I do think it's a matter of the protection that's around him. Again, like Biden, like Reagan, for a long time, the corporate media has seen Biden diminishing or frailness, and has decided to report it as this is a Republican plot, or some people are saying this and some are saying that. It wasn't until it was fully out in people's faces for a 90-minute debate where it couldn't be hid that the corporate media itself had to pick it up as a news story without the sort of without the warnings that they would give before, and clearly say this man looked like he was not able to put forth coherent sentences, and therefore could this man be trusted to lead the country? Now, and again, we all know in the background that all of these presidents have operatives. People call them deep states. There's a way in which the system operates where the president is really more of a figurehead and has a certain amount of decisions to make within a certain framework to make those decisions, right? So we all know that's relatively speaking that there's guardrails. Trump, maybe jumping some guardrails every now and then, but for the most part, for normal or stable presidents, which is why the establishment is so heavily behind Biden, is that there are guardrails which presidents obey in terms of making decisions. But if the view of the president is that they are not able to, again, articulate their decisions or talk about it or seem to be able to expand on what they're going to do, then it for the general public, that's who they view as the person who has all the power, making all the decisions. And of course, it's going to send people, even those strong supporters, into a place of worrying. And not so much that some of them will vote for Trump, but a lot of them will stay home, right? So if they're not enthusiastic about the person or don't think the person can follow through on their claims of what they're going to do in their president, then, people are more like, I will stay home. And I think the Democratic operatives are now extremely scared of that happening. And I think the polls reflect that, right? The recent polls show that that the race is going from fairly even to a Trump having a lead that's outside the margin of error.
Mm-hmm. But, the conversation then goes to, well, supplant Biden in favor of whom? Kamala? And then there's even talk about, maybe jumping Newsom to the top of the ticket and keeping Kamala in that second seat. Oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to piss off all them good black liberals, because they're going to get big mad if for some reason Kamala remains number 2 if Biden somehow gets booted from the top of the ticket. But at the same time, people don't like Kamala Harris. I don't think that she's popular. I think when they do the polls, her versus Trump, I think she performs decently or perhaps even with Trump. But I think they're trying to do or replicate that magical Negro, formula that they had with Obama. And I don't think Kamala's it. Like, I don't think she's going to be the one to be inspiring people to the polls. Like, if Biden is not on the ticket and she's on the top of the ticket, I'm still not voting for that doesn't change anything for me personally, probably not for a lot of people as well. But it was, to see this level of disarray, open disarray, public disarray in such a short time after the debate, and then in such close proximity to the convention. And then here come Pop Joe talking shit. Y'all want, y'all so bad, come challenge me at the convention then. I said, oh shit, it's gonna be a convention fight. This is amazing. We saw this happen in some ways to the Republicans on or after January 6th, right? When they were openly calling for the hanging of Mike Pence, which I thought was glorious. I said, oh, wow, look at that. But here we are with the Democrats also openly falling apart in some way.
So I'll quickly read this one statement from the story and then take it down. It says, because Joe Biden did a letter to congressional Democrats.
Oh, that's right. To all my haters. He opened it up to all my haters. I see y'all out here talking shit. I just want to say.
He said, so Democrats say it began with an open letter to congressional Democrats saying he was definitely running. It continued with a defiant call into one of his favorite cable news shows, decrying the elites trying to shove him out. It included, this is their strategy, it included a midday appearance on a private video call with some of his campaign's top financiers, as well as a call into a virtual meeting on Monday evening with a bulwark of his past support, of course, the Congressional Black Caucus, always sticking to the sellout way.
Wow.
And basically his statement is, I am not going anywhere, Mr. Biden told the donors. And so you're right, Biden is not flinching, and or his handlers around them. It's almost like they don't care. They don't care whether or not it means that their party won't be reelected. It's more about the ego of like, if the ship's gonna go down, we don't give a damn as long as we're the ones driving the ship as it goes down. And that's what they're coming up against. And I completely agree with you. Kamala just doesn't have the charisma or whatever. I'm not saying presidents need charisma, but whatever the X factor is that gets a black politician over a hump with white voters and even black voters, to be honest with you, she don't got it. She got black women elites who support her because she's a black woman, but it is not translated. And we saw that when she ran for president, into general support. So there is this outside inclining of people trying to suggest that Michelle Obama can win and run. But Michelle Obama has no interest in that whatsoever. She's like, I'm living a life, B. We already made our money. We got our grip. I'm done. So this is what we're left with. We're left with, and again, I'm here for it. I'm here for the Democrats disintegrating before our very eyes, fighting over whether or not Biden stays or not. And I agree with you also that if he does step down or if somehow he is removed, if it is not Kamala, it is going to be a huge fight in terms of the Democratic Party particularly amongst the Black liberals within. And the Republicans are sitting back. And again, as incoherent and as crazy as Trump is, he has a unified party behind him that is sitting at the door, waiting for that door to open and waiting to get the keys to be the president again.
Mm-hmm. There was a story connected to this talking about, I think there are now 9 congressional Democrats that have called for Biden to step away from the ticket. And in the story I was reading, it said something about, but there are members of the Congressional Black Caucus that are still standing by the president. I said, let me go find, who is this? Found Al Sharpton doing an interview with Congressman Al Green. Chat, where is Al Green from? It's name of an R&B singer, but where is he from? Is he from Texas? Where is he from? Michigan? I can't call it. Chat, tell us where Al Green is from. So I'm like, I'm watching this interview. Here come Al Green talking about, and the president has showed so much courage. He has shown so much tenacity. I said, oh, there we go. There you go to CBC, still standing by the But it's wild. Like to listen to Al Green talk about Joe Biden on this Al Sharpton interview, it sounded like he was talking about a different person. It's like, surely you cannot be talking about octogenarian Joe back there like that. But the way that the CBC will still stand, as you said, Kamal, drive the ship as it's going into the ground, right? There was no criticism coming from the Black leadership or the Black congressional misleadership of Joe Biden. And that to me is also very telling.
Yeah. And the chat has said Texas is where Al Green is from. But on that note, let's bring back up the ear doctor because I'm going to have to run.
Where you going?
I got to drive to the airport. I got to take some folks to the airport.
Okay. I used that story before, airport. Yeah, okay. No, I mean, no, it wasn't a story. Yeah, I really.
Sure was.
Look at you telling. That's called telling on yourself.
I did. Hey, man, have a safe one. You coming back tomorrow, right?
I will be back on Women's Wednesdays if they'll have me. Yes, I will.
Hey, of course, you're always welcome amongst the hens. Come out. We like we like a rooster in the hen house.
Oh man, he's a rooster, all right.
Well,
all right,
you heard him. He just said, "Holla." I heard nobody say
right,
holla. Snitch Ja Rule, right?
All right, Ja Rule. Ja old school. Yo, hey, man, they just had the Essence Festival this weekend, man. You talking about a lot of Black beautiful people walking around. That Essence Festival was something. I got the DJ like 5-6 years ago. Oh man, on the Walmart stage, me and a bunch of different people.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah, I said.
How come they ain't have you on the Dollar General stage yet?
Nah, it's just two of the big stages is the Walmart stage and the Coca-Cola stage. They spend money and bring everybody out.
Lord.
Actually, that was my first time working with Amanda Seal. Yeah, she did this hip hop R&B type karaoke Guess the Game with Pam and Gina from Martin was on stage, and
Pam and Gina. Can we call them Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell?
There
please?
you go. There you go. I knew you know it.
You should know it. Legends of our time. Shout out to them.
Yes, definitely. All the way back to what was that show back in the day? Not Rags to Riches. That was
I know what you're talking about, like Living Dolls or something like that. Yeah.
It was the one with the big feed me Seymour, feed me all
Little
night
Shop
long.
of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah,
Yes.
they were singing on that.
Now, I can remember seeing Tisha Campbell on TV since I was a little girl. I remember seeing Tisha Campbell in a lot of stuff because she kind of reminded me of me, like a big pie face, light skin.
Yeah,
Like,
I see it.
I said,
She from my tribe.
You look familiar.
Yeah, but she should stop just trying to sing now. I mean, it's definitely.
But hold on, I'm sorry. Essence Fest.
Essence Fest.
You be derailing. Okay, so I'm actually going to talk a little bit about Essence Fest on my show tonight. Join me, everybody, for Burn It Down with Kim Brown tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Because, well, and my folks have told me that they think I watch too much TikTok. I do, because I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with the regular storytelling. Like, it is regular people telling their stories on TikTok. I can't get enough. Like, I'm all in it. So there's a hashtag called Surviving Essence, where service workers in New Orleans is like, Y'all broke motherfuckers done came down here and spent $0. Okay. And the couple of servers videos that I've watched, they were like, you know, I'm a waitress, I'm a bartender. This is how I make my money. The summer season is the slow season in New Orleans, so we always look forward to Essence Festival coming down.
Yeah.
But this year, the one sister said she had a table of 12. Everybody ordered fries. And nobody and she didn't get left a tip, right?
What?
Or she getting tipped like $5 on $250, bills. And
Come on, people.
And it's not to broke shame anybody, but at the same time, y'all, it's our folks in these service jobs, right? It's our folks, especially in black ass cities like New Orleans, waitressing, hostessing, bartending, table service, all that. Like, they rely on these tips. And if you can't afford the service, then y'all should have went to the store. y'all should when y'all landed, y'all should have went right to the motherfucking store and got y'all some shit to put in the room. Because don't go out into these restaurants playing games if you can't afford to tip your service for the service. Like, my thing is, if you can't afford to tip, you really you shouldn't be going out to eat.
I think a lot of people don't know. I didn't know about tipping until I became a waiter and found out I only got $2 an hour. And I was like, wait a minute, what? This is all they get paid? And then I was like, oh, that's why they got to get tips.
Which is some bullshit anyway. Like, I mean, the fact that tipped workers got a lower, like a drastically lower hourly wage, to me is criminal. Like, that is outright robbery and slavery and all that. And listen, we can argue about, the tip system and its origins and
the fact that restaurants are putting their own gratuities in these checks now, like taking money out of, like, already adding the tip and not even telling you. You wind up be like, oh, well, let me give them a tip on top of that, and you don't even know they took your money.
And that's been a complaint, especially in this area. I don't know if in Atlanta it's the same way, but a lot of eating establishments in DC and the DC area will automatically just add these fees. Now, there has been movement, tipped workers in this area, or food service workers, do earn a higher hourly wage. And I think that is a recent thing. DC folks, help me out on that. I think everybody's minimum wage just got raised up to what, $17 an hour, something like that. Even if you were a waiter or waitress or something, like, regardless. But that's not always, that's not the case everywhere, especially in a place like as regressive with their labor policies as Louisiana, right? So you got to go down there and support your people, man. I don't know, your doctor, what do you think about that? Like, should you be broke shame? And again, I even hate to say the word broke shaming, but I will tip. I tip 20% flat across the board. Good service, bad service, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I will tip 20% across the board on food services. Like, especially at a restaurant, right?
I don't like going by the scale of how much a percentage and how much you're supposed to do and all that. I tip depending on how I feel and what I got on me. I mean, like, because I understand that the chefs might have made the food come out late, so it's not the waiter's fault. Or it might be the waiter that was bullshitting and not the chef's fault. So it's like, I understand the restaurant business, but at the same time, it's like, why am I giving you a tip sometimes if I'm getting my food late, I didn't get what I ordered right, and the food ain't come out how I asked for? So that's what I've been doing, as in, like, yo, you get a tip depending on how my service is. But then you got to think about, okay, it might have been the people in the back that made it late, cooked it wrong or whatever. It's not the waiter's fault. It might have been a prep person that took long. So it's different people in the restaurant that makes this happen. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. You're supposed to pay extra when you go out to eat. That's why I cook all the time. Because I know that I don't want to pay all this money when I go out to eat. So I cook all the time.
But when you're traveling to a specific event like an Essence Music Festival,
then
right?
You gotta,
I mean, how do you factor in for that? And let me be clear, chat, everybody. Yeah, have I traveled broke? Absolutely. Like I have absolutely traveled broke at the same time. But within traveling broke, you got to know your limitations, right? Like, it's nice if you have friends that can pick up the tab for you. And I guess in an ideal society, we should do that. But come on, we all black, we all struggling out here. I don't think it's fair to impose upon, your folks to take, to pay your way if it's going to be a burden to them or diminish the quality of the time that they're having.
Yeah, you should do separate checks then.
I agree.
Yeah, separate checks, because when it's a big table like that, that's a lot of work for those servers.
So, but when it's a party of 10 and everybody's going in there ordering fries, like I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of the waitress. I know she's looking at these motherfuckers like, are y'all serious
Y'all just
right
took
now?
up a whole table I usually make a lot of money off of. But at the same time, sometimes that's all you might want, because you like, I'm drinking a lot. I just need a little something to settle on my stomach. And you don't want to, and then the plates, like one sandwich and fries down there be like $20. So you like, man, I ain't trying to spend all that money. Let me just get some fries and keep it moving. So,
but you need.
I've done it before. I just ordered fries because the restaurant might not have food I could eat. Only thing I could get is fries. So I can't be mad at that.
Well, anyway, you can hear it from the mouths of the servers themselves, because they said, that the money that they would have expected to make, or at least the money they have said that they have made in essence years prior. And one sister was going on. She was like, y'all Gen X and millennials, sis. She said, we missed the old Gen X and the old boomers coming down, because they said the older ladies like would come to the Essence and tip the valet and going out to brunch and making sure everything. But that economy is not, not as robust.
I don't like spending money. That was my first time in DC ordering like Uber Eats or whatever. I never ordered that stuff, and then you got to pay money. That's crazy. You got to pay money for them to bring the food and pay money for the food. That's too much.
Keep derailing the conversation, nigga. We talking about Essence.
Okay.
We're talking about Essence.
This ain't about me, my bad.
No, it's not about you. We're talking about Essence Fest. So have you been to a music festival? Have you traveled out of town for a specific big event and been a little light in the pockets? And how did you accommodate for that?
I didn't. I don't go.
Have you ever traveled with friends or colleagues or whatever that, you had to help feed them while y'all was out of town?
They usually have to help feed me.
Ask you, do you go places broke? And you said no, and then here you come.
I mean, I don't say broke. It's just like they invited me, so they pay, and that's just how it is.
But what's that got to do with the money you have in your pocket?
Well, shit. I mean, if I ain't get invited, listen.
So hold on. If you get an invite, that means what? You leave your wallet at home? Well, you invited me. I didn't know I had to pay for anything.
It's like a date. You invited me out.
Nigga, please. We are huge adults out here. We cannot move that way.
Okay. Well, yeah, I usually don't go, but the last time I went out of town was New Edition. I went to Columbus, Georgia to go see them perform with Jodeci and Charlie Wilson. And then when I went to Mexico, but that was a trip where they paid for everything. So I don't go nowhere hardly, like out of state.
But in the event that somebody would not have covered you in either of those trips, were you prepared to cover yourself?
I wouldn't have been eating how I ate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like somebody else had, I wouldn't have ordered what I ordered. I would have been like, so where's the restaurants outside? I was staying at Four Seasons. So there's no way I could have been eating there every day, paying that money for that Four Seasons. I'd have been like, I gotta leave the resort. But since they covered everything, I stayed my ass right on the resort. So it depends. You know what I mean? But I usually, like when I go to Sea Islands, I don't eat at the resort place where I DJ. I go down the street to the city part and go get me some food. And I know my limits. I know my limitations. So with that said, we reached up to about 650 people live today, and we about to get out of here. We got our 40,000 Did I say it right? 40,000 subscribers. What the fuck is a K for anyway?
It's to denote thousands.
Yeah, that makes sense. Back to this good old American language.
Right? Kilo.
Kilo. Oh, that's what it is. All right, cool. I guess we go ahead and give them a little bit of mixing, and
you should give them a lot of bit of mix, Air Doctor. This is a milestone achievement for the channel, and
I don't want to get us copyright thing because they just took down my Nas mix. I did a Nas mix for Sunday. They snatched that on down. So if y'all not there to catch it live, y'all might not catch it.
Sheesh.
And that's what it is.
Asses. Wow.
Hey.
But thank you guys. Thanks so much to everybody for everything, for all that you do, for supporting us. You can continue to do so. Patreon.com/Black Power Media. Maybe we'll get that changed one of these years. But you can also send us some support. Cash App, $ Black Power Media as well. And join me tonight for Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I'm going to do a July 4th recap. A lot of crazy shit happened over July 4th. The Patriot Front was marching in Nashville. This motherfucker, I can only assume he was a white. This man blew his head off from fireworks in South Carolina. We have to examine what the fuck goes on. Insanity. I'm going to do a July 4th recap and shit on this whole holiday. So.
Please do. All right, let's do that right here on the Remix Morning Show. We got about 2 minutes, so let's go. Let's get it. You gonna stay around on the little screen?
No.
You rocking? No? Fuck that. You on there now. Let's go.
Sweetest thing I've ever known. Was like the kiss on the collarbone. The soft caress of happiness.
Get that face regimen going, y'all.
You are, your style of dress. I wish I didn't get so weak.
Woo! Sing it, Lauren.
Ooh, baby, just to hear you speak. Makes me argue just to see how much you're in love with me.
All right.
See, like a queen, a queen.
40K, let's go.
On her throne. It was a sweet, sweet, sweetest thing I've known.
You know about a little bit of Bilal. You know what I'm saying? This came off that album where he murdered it. Bilal, let them know how you do it. I've been talking about this in relationships all the time. Sometimes we shouldn't label it. You know what I mean? What you think about that?
As we stare from across the room, starting to ponder what we've been going through. What does my kiss mean to you? Are we just friends? Or is it more to you? But if we label this just picture what we might do. Yes, that unexpected kiss, the whole feeling that brought me to you.
Gotta run with it, y'all.
Meanwhile, my feelings grow.
Yeah, sing it now. And we out of here, y'all. We catch y'all tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Remix Morning Show.
But if we label this just picture what,
Hey.